What's up, YouTube? Yeah, my older brother, William. Well, I was dating this girl, Heather, and him and his friend decided one night that they were going to try and pull some shady shit to woo her over. Oh, just listen to this. Well, I'm at the house with her, my house. Well, I was a teenager, so anyway, I didn't have that much gas in my vehicle, and my mom told me that I could use her car to take her home if I needed to. And she said if she fell asleep that I could just go in and grab the key, take her, and then bring the car back. I said, okay. Well, of course, Heather stays until probably, shoot, it was late. It was at least 12 or 1. So I go up. I try to wake my mom up. She doesn't wake up. I told her what I was doing and took her car to take Heather home. My brother decides to get in his Jeep and chase us down. Yeah. Now, he doesn't realize that Heather was present when we talked to my mom. Okay. He tries to uh, run us off the road, all this shit, man. And I finally pulled the fuck over and looked at him and said, "What the fuck is your problem?" He called state police. Yeah, state police shows up and they're threatening me with charging me with theft and all this. I said, "You can't do that." I said, "My parents haven't reported this stolen." Well, your older brother, I don't give a fuck what he says. It's not stolen. It is borrowed and it's going right back. Yeah, I was just waiting to get paid. And having a girlfriend, man, huh, they love spending money. Meanwhile, this lazy fat crackhead, yeah, he was a lazy fat crackhead. That Jeep that he had, brand new Jeep. Mind you, my mother has never bought herself a new vehicle, but she paid that off for him because he wouldn't make the payments. Yeah, it got her in trouble with my stepdad's family because he used my stepdad's father as a cosigner, which how he got him to do that, I don't know. Yeah, he made one payment and then quit his job, took off to Florida a bunch of times, was messing with a married woman that worked at the place where him and my mom worked. Yeah, she got him a job there. Why? I don't know. Probably to pay for the Jeep. Now, this is the same dude that I got. This is around the same time that I got him jobs doing the decks. And he screwed that up. He ripped this man off. He didn't even do the jobs like he was supposed to. And still never paid his Jeep payment. And for some reason was always broke. Yeah. But yeah, this is what he decided to do because a girl named Heather, I won't say her last name, but we went to school together. We were friends and we ran into each other. Imagine that. With my brother, and we were taking one of my mom's employees home. And she had a set of balloons, and I fucked up big time. I hadn't seen Heather since school, and actually since the community center dance where we were sliding across the floor on our knees waiting for the dance to start, just goofing off. And when I heard Heather, because she said, "David," and I turned around, I was sitting in the Jeep, but I had a hold of this lady's balloons. And I did not even pay attention that I let go of them. as she's walking out the store, and she's like, "Damn it, David!" I said, "Whatever. Here's $20. Go get more." Yeah, I made a mistake. She was a very pretty girl, but she was wild. She was fucking wild, and I mean wild. Oh, that girl got me in all kinds of fucking mess and trouble. Yeah. The one time she called me over to, go out and whatnot. I show up and her dad's all mad. This is like the first time her dad actually met me, and he comes out the house in my face about her going to parties and all this. And I said, I don't take her to parties. She don't. We don't party. We ride around. We go on dates. Go fishing. Walk through the park. He said, "What?" I said, "You heard me." I mean, he's nose to nose, ready to fight. I don't give a fuck. Let's fight. I haven't done anything. And he's like, "Well, she's your responsibility." I said, "No, she's not." I said, "She is her own responsibility. All I can do is tell her, hey, don't do that. It's on her if she does it. It's not on me. I can't control her. All I can do is warn her, just like you." I said, "I can stay around and make sure she's safe, but that's about all I can do." After that, he calmed down. Guess who comes around and starts dating his daughter? The king of getting women on hard drugs. My brother and his friend. Imagine that. Oh yeah, me and her broke up. Oh dude, she shows up at my apartment in Elkton. This is a while after we were broke up. This is after she ran off with Willie and Josh and all this other shit. Gives me a line that she's hiding out from some dude, and I'm like, okay. Well, the dude she was hiding out from was her dad, and she was reported as a runaway. I didn't know that. Now, mind you, we're the same age. I'm 17, she's 17, and she asked me, if she could stay there. And I'm like, sure, I'll let you stay here. Thinking I'm keeping her safe because this dude has no clue where she's at. But I got to back up a little bit because she showed up with her cousin in a stick shift neon, and neither one of them knew how to drive that car. For one, for two, her cousin's all fucked up. I don't, I didn't know what she was on. All I know is it didn't look good at all. And when me and Heather are talking and she's all upset, and I'm watching both of them because her cousin's, you know, in and out of consciousness behind a driver's seat. They're parked, but that's not the point. And I'm talking to Heather, well, listening to Heather and watching her cousin, and she goes to bounce her face off the steering wheel and the dash, and I grabbed a hold of her shirt and like pulled it back up, and I said, "Heather, what the fuck is going on here?" And she's like, "I don't know. I think she's overdosed." And I said, "Yeah, it definitely fucking looks like it." So I picked her cousin up, put her in the back seat, and then drove them to the hospital, and just parked her car there. Gave the keys to security with her name on it. Heather came back, walked back to my apartment with me because it wasn't that far from the hospital, and she stayed. The next morning, or no, the next night, while we're waiting, to hear more about her cousin and all that, sheriffs show up. Don't know how the hell that happened, but whatever. Sheriffs show up and they tell me that she's a runaway and that I'm getting arrested for, you know, having a runaway. And I'm like, what? She didn't say she was a runaway. She said she was hiding from a guy that was trying to hurt her and her cousin. They didn't really tell me why, which maybe I should have asked. Yeah, that could have been something. I just wasn't thinking. I just seen two females, one freaked out, one fucking having an episode. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I tried to handle that. And then me and Heather got to talking about all kinds of stuff, and I don't know why the hell we just didn't. Maybe she was deliberately keeping me away from asking that. I don't know. But yeah, that was when the sheriff at the time, Janie, was trying to physically threaten me with arrest and telling me that when I turn 18, he'd arrest me for anything, even if I don't, use a crosswalk correctly and all this other shit. And I'm like, whatever. I didn't do anything wrong. And he just kept doing it, kept doing it, acting like, I was the reason why she ran away and all that. No, the fuck I wasn't. Well, they were mad because she, when they were, arresting me, she took off and hid from them somewhere and they couldn't find her. And they're like, tell us where she's at. I said, I'm here with you getting arrested. How the fuck do I know where she's at? And seriously, I didn't know where she was. Yeah, if you would have seen how my apartment was and how I was positioned and what she did, there was no fucking way I knew where she went. But yeah, they were acting like I knew all this shit. I didn't. These people showed up in the middle of the night. I have no clue what the fuck was going on. Yeah, shit women get you into. I was young. I didn't even think about that. I really didn't. Not until after they said it. And I'm like, what? Well, guess who her father works for? He's the social worker. Yeah, imagine that. I didn't know that. I never asked. I was even at his wedding. Well, they were renewing their vows. And I was the one that took care of Heather because this one was trying to run off and get drunk. Then her ex boyfriend shows up wanting to fight. And she's trying to, you know, I guess talk to him and keep telling me to stay inside because she doesn't want him getting mad. I said, that's not happening. I said, I'm coming out there. If he's got a problem, we'll handle it. So I did. I said, I'll stay out of it and let you handle what you have to, but I'm going to be there. And I did. I came out, stood right by the fence while they had their little whatever. He started getting loud and, trying to threaten her. And that's when I stepped in. And I said, you can either calm it down or you can take a walk. It's up to you. He went to say something smart. I said, before you do that, you don't know me and you don't want to know me like that. I can assure you, you better just get your closure here and move your ass along because I'm not in the mood to fuck with you and I will not let you destroy what's going on here. It has nothing to do with you or her. This is for her parents and they are having a celebration for them. It's not up to you two to ruin it. You got a problem? Go deal with it another day. You're not dealing with it here. I don't know. Dude seemed like he respected me, told Heather this is fucked up, and walked away. I have no clue what was really going on. All I know is that wasn't the time and place. So, uh, her aunt and her wanted me to leave my car there and ride with them to their house afterwards. So I did that. And Heather kept trying to get me to, you know, lay with her on the couch. I said no. She said, why? I said, one, you're drunk. Two, I just don't want to. I'll sleep over here. You can sleep there. So, of course, we're up early and she's sitting next to me and her aunt comes out and she's like, I was going to chew him out. But when I came out here last night, he wasn't on the couch with you. I said, well, yeah. And she said, that was your doing? I said, yeah. She said, well, that's new. I said, what do you mean that's new? And she said, well, I just don't expect men to do that. I said, well, that's a real man. The other ones aren't real men. They're just there to get what they can get and roll. I'm not here for that. And after that, her aunt and all of us sat down and had, pretty good talk and all that. Then I reminded her aunt that I have a vehicle sitting in a parking lot that I need to go get. And she's like, oh, yeah, we'll go do that in a minute. I'm like, okay. So, you know, wait until they all got up, got their breakfast, and got dressed, and then I went and got my car. But yeah, I mean, shit. Like I said, every girlfriend, it's always been some type of fucked up situation. I come home from work or come to take them on a date, and shit just fucking comes out of the woodwork. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I don't know what it is. This is what I mean by Murphy's Law always gets me. Um, for some reason, I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. Sure as hell seems like it. Seriously, I've seen men doing this kind of stuff. I've seen women doing it, and saying it was because the men was doing it. So I don't really know if that part was true because I never seen that as a kid. I just heard it. I did see the men cheating and fucking around a lot. And sorry, I keep calling them men. They're males. They're not men. But I always took it as women were just pissed off because a lot of males were monsters. I tried to fix that with me. I can't really fix them. And nope, that wasn't the truth. I found out very quickly why a lot of males become monsters like that. And it's because it doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter. As soon as you all break up or while you're even going together, they will flip that shit. They will. They will fuck with everything just to make them look like the victim. And oh my gosh, I'm so fucking mad at them for that. I thought there was at least one good freaking creature on this planet. Nope. Then I find out shit, it's females and males that are doing this shit. And you gotta weed through all that shit to find the good ones. And even they can be manipulating you. I fucking hate it. This is why I was just like, you know what? Nope. Now there was two girls that kept bugging to go out with me. And I did say yes. I dated them both for about a year. Of course, separately, not at the same time. And it just reminded me of why I'm not in relationships. But I gave them what they wanted. I tested it, even though I didn't want to be in a relationship. I'm, I don't even know why I keep doing that to be nice to these women, just so they don't get their feelings hurt. Yeah, every fucking one of them. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? It's like if I don't act like an asshole to you, you act like a fucking psycho. If I act nice to you and treat you like you're a human being and an equal, you go fucking haywire. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't get it. Oh, well, you gotta. No, the fuck, I don't. I shouldn't have to change myself because this person sees a hole where they can fucking fuck around at. So they do. What? How does that make it to where I should have to change something? I'm not the one doing that shit. I'm not adapting to a fucking predator that tries to act like fucking they're the greatest thing in the world, but then looks for holes where they can stab you behind your back. No, I'm not. That would be accepting fantasy instead of reality. And I'm not doing that. That's how they manipulate you. Yeah, have I done that before, not knowing that it was manipulation? Yeah, that's how I learned they would do that to manipulate. Well, how do you know that? Gee, every girl I've ever dated, even when I was doing the kitty dating when I was younger, that's exactly how they would act. And it never changed when they got older. So that's how. Well, that's not all. No shit. But this is the ones I've encountered, and it's been back to back. Yeah, you know how you girls talk from your life experiences and all this bullshit, which I'm starting to think that most of that shit is fucking bullshit. Did I say 100% of it? No, I said most of it. Yes, I believe these women heard stories of other women and then used that to get sob stories and control or to cover up what they did, or all three, because they will. Yeah, I've watched them all do it. And you know what they always have around them? A team of fucking females and a group of males that make people believe that they're telling the truth. Hmm. Even though these motherfuckers don't know this person at all. No. The reason why a strange woman will do that, one, it's for feminism. Two, it's in case she ever starts doing some crazy shit and has to have that woman as a backer. Yeah, that's why they all push for this fucking gold digging bullshit manipulation stuff because it's how they get paid. It's how they get free dinners. It's how they get their cars filled up. It's how they get their cars taken care of. They're always hoping for a perverted man that thinks they're beautiful and sweet. Yep, that's what they're playing off of every damn time. Oh, they're also playing off that, hopefully men go with chivalry and just. Isn't it funny how we have gold diggers out here, we have cherry pickers, and then they expect chivalry? Looks like cherry picking again. And then you got perverted men that don't give a fuck about these psycho bitches because they just want to use them anyway. So they'll play to that and act like the other dude is wrong just to hype these bitches up. Yep. Then they'll get all wrapped in that dude thinking they're going to play him. He plays her. Then she's mad at all men because this dude just manipulated her the way she was trying to manipulate the other guy. So you got done to you what you were trying to do. Now you're mad. What? What does that mean? You're saying that you. No, I'm not. I'm just saying karma comes back to you. But then they even try and use that, and nobody even pays attention to that slight detail. You deserved it. You're not an innocent little victim. You were trying to be a predator on somebody else, and somebody flipped the tables on you. But then they go into the woes me, get attention, and, you know, put bad stuff on all men because they hate men. They were planning on doing it. They ain't putting all bad stuff on women for that. Right. And also, men can get in trouble for that, or males can get in trouble for doing that because we've seen it. Women barely ever get in trouble for being a gold digger. Every once in a while, you'll see a judge actually make her pay back what she took. What about all the other shit she took from other men? Right. So she still gets a plus. She don't get jail time. She just got to lose a little bit of money. Yeah, they should get jail time. That's theft. Oh, yeah, it is. Charming up to somebody just to take them for everything you can get? Yeah, that's theft. That is no different than these Somali people charming up to the government and lying to them about daycares. It's the same fucking thing. Except she's charming up to a man and lying about her intentions. Just like I've seen women out here bitching that, you know, all men cheat, all this. No, real men don't cheat. They won't even, they won't. I don't know how to tell you that, but they won't. Males will. Women will. Ladies won't. But the thing is real men and real ladies don't seem to find each other until after they go through a minefield. And after that happens, they end up turning into the things that they hated because of their unsure of that gender now. And this is how more gold diggers are created and more F boys are created. Right there. Pretty much the thing that Medea says in her movie to Dr. Phil. I got to get them before they get me. And that's how women think. Well, excuse me, especially if they're doing stuff wrong. Because they know they're going to get caught eventually and they want to make sure they turn the tables before they do. But a lot of them will bleed that man or person out as far as they can. And some of them get caught before they get to their goal. That's because some of them get comfortable with the cheating and the life that they have. So they forget about, you know, turning the table part and think that once everything goes down, they can just lie their way out of it. Yes, males and females do that. Yeah. Females do it more. That's where a lot of these males learned it. They won't admit that, but that's exactly where it came from. Yes, I'm talking about semi-normal people. I'm not talking about all these crazies out here like the elites and all them. They're on a demonic level. And what does 80% of these women indulge in while they're younger? Witchcraft, messing with Ouija boards, going goth, or something close to it. Just because they don't dress like it doesn't mean that's not their mindset. They get into the dark and mysterious. They love messing with ghosts and paranormal, which is all things you're not supposed to do. Bullshit. Out of all the girls I knew when I was younger, every one of them had their hand in that shit, one form or another. Every one of them. Yes, and this is like a couple hundred girls with nobody influencing it but them. No wonder Ghislaine was targeting that age range in trailer parks because those girls were fucking wild. They were. Were the boys? Some of them. Not all of them, though. Oh, you could tell the ones that weren't. They were always the ones fighting because they had to. Right. They wouldn't go along with what the other pieces of shit males were doing. And it made them look bad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is what you call trailer park shenanigans, and this is why people like that got attention drawn to it because they seen a weakness that they could exploit, and that's what they did. Oh, I've tried my ass off to get out of all this. My dumb ass came back thinking it would all be different. Nope. Then I just got stuck here. Yeah, I figured people got older, all that wild shit was out of their system. I'm not talking about my brother and sister. I was talking about other people. I knew their fucking dumbasses weren't changing. Well, they used cordialness and manipulation to make people think they did, but they didn't. Nah, the whole time, my sister's out there sticking her nose up in the air with all these people, trying to make them think that, she's this certain type of person, and the whole time she is the complete opposite of that. Yeah, even when she was an adult with kids, she didn't give a fuck. She knew she could make excuses and people would just accept it, and she did. Yeah, I'm surprised CPS wasn't at their door. I don't know how the fuck she didn't have crack cocaine in her system, alcohol in her system, or anything else. Because she didn't stop doing nothing. She did it all. Would deliberately start fights with her boyfriend. Oh, yeah. Deliberately start fights. And then I would have to separate those two and then fight him because he wouldn't settle the fuck down. You don't understand. It was only us three in an apartment, and she would do extremely ignorant shit to get him to fight. And if he didn't, she'd hit him with something or punch him across his face. But yeah, you can't expect a man to take all that, dude. And you can't sit there with your objective to piss him off and get him hitting you just so you can call the cops. All because you're not getting the attention you want. Yeah, that was her only problem. He wasn't giving her attention when she wanted it. Other than that, I never seen him do anything wrong. He was a fuckboy, of course, but I mean, he was always laid back and chill. He liked fucking trying to bully people, but I never seen him do that kind of shit to her. She did that kind of shit to him. I mean, maybe that was his karma. I don't know. Oh, me and him's gotten into it plenty of times. He's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, he was. But what I mean is, so was she. So, oh yeah, she was dating two dudes and got all mad at the one because he didn't want to marry her, and he told her that. He just liked going out on dates and having fun when he was in the area, and she agreed to that, thinking that she was going to rope him into a relationship, and it didn't work. Then she got mad and went off and married the other dude she was seeing. Yeah, her backup. Used him for 8 years, had a kid with him, and then divorced him and tried to run him through the ringer. Yeah. Same thing Tiff was doing to me. Yeah. Imagine that. Then at Walt's Tavern, when we're doing this bullshit fundraiser for her and her friends, I wasn't doing it. These people did it. I just showed up. That's it. I was her ride to it. But anyway, her so called friends, okay, every one of them got a fiance, okay, getting ready to get married, all right? Their fiancés are inside the tavern. These women walk outside to supposedly smoke, okay? They're out there getting numbers and flirting with all the other men at the bar. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I almost kicked her out of my car when the one manager walks up and gives her something from Dollar General and then starts talking about how, you know, Tiffany doesn't put up with the bullshit and all this other shit. And I got out my vehicle and I said, let me tell you something. All this bullshit she's getting paid for is the bullshit she allowed. So what the fuck are you talking about? Everything about her has been nothing but bullshit. So who the fuck are you talking about? And she just like rolled her eyes and walked away, and her fiance in a yellow Ford right next to us got out. And I said, you little bitch boy, you better just get back in your fucking truck. And that's what he did. He went right back to his truck. Then I find him at with my sister maybe a couple months after that. Yeah, he just got married to this girl. And what's really funny is that manager looked a lot like my sister. That's also the manager that kept getting Tiffany promotions even though she didn't deserve them because of her sob story about her ex, which would be me. That girl tried to get in my face when she was all fucked up at Walt's Tavern. I'm sober. They're all pissed because I'm not drinking. And I'm like, well, that's because I'm driving. Oh, that's because you're just a pussy. Really? Okay. Well, when you all end up with DUIs or in worser conditions, I don't want to hear it. You're here trying to help her supposedly grieve and cope with what she just did. And it was a drunk driver and another impaired driver that did this. And y'all are going to drink and drive afterwards? She got so mad at me. Oh, shut up. Why? Because I'm pointing out all the fucking bullshit? Then Tiff's cousin Brenda walks over, puts her arm around me and Tiff. she's all drunk, mind you, driving also, and tries to ask me and Tiff to do a threesome. And I picked her arm up off me and dropped it and said, "You must be out your fucking mind," and walked away. Yeah, these are all these women. None of the men were doing anything. These are women.